Yeah.
That doesn't sound menacing at all. All right, Super Wild Card weekend promises plenty of action. Here is the schedule for Saturday and Sunday. A full slate starting off with Colts and Bills. We then go to Rams, Seahawks, Bucks, Washington to round out Saturday, Sunday, Ravens, Titans, followed by Bears, Saints, and then Browns, Steelers. Okay, so let's dive into that Colts and Bills matchup. That's the first matchup of the weekend. And, Coach, I want to read this to you here because Josh Allen is having, a season very worthy of that MVP discussion. And here are some stats there. Check this out. He is only the third QB to finish a season with at least 35 pass touchdowns and 7 rushing touchdowns. Unreal. The other 3 to do it, by the way, were named MVP: Steve Young, Cam Newton, and Lamar Jackson. His year has been incredible, Coach.
It has, and I've developed a legitimate man crush for Josh Allen because of the way he's become almost Roger-esque in terms of the way he's so comfortable in the pocket. And I want to show you some film on his fundamentals. Earlier in the year, it was about him running around. It was great to show that. But I want you to watch what you do here. He's going to take it. He sees a 4-man rush. Now watch the way he handles the ball. He slides suddenly in the pocket. He protects the ball. He's got both hands on it. He slips into the protection left. Now look, this is hard for a quarterback. Going left, look where he places this ball. Going across his body right into the hands of the receiver. Now watch this one. You can see the same thing. You can see zero coverage. This means pressure. Now he's got to be prepared for what happens. Are they going to bring pressure? Are they not? They bring a 4-man rush. He recognizes, I've got time. Look at him buy time in the pocket. When it finally does break down, he has to throw. There again, look. He's not in a good platform. He's off his back foot. He's squared shoulder. He throws it to the back of the end zone, and look where he places the ball. It's like he ran down and handed it to the receiver. This is an unbelievable throw. And this is the one I can't. Okay, this is all out pressure. All right, here it comes. I got to be ready for it. So now I've got to get the ball off quickly. So he takes the snap and he realizes, no, they've dropped players out. So I do have some time here. He scans the field. He goes left. He goes right. He comes back right. Now, again, I want you to watch where he looks that this ball is thrown. How late it gets. Again, it is perfect. Exactly in stride for the touchdown. The mechanics of what Josh Allen is doing right now, along with, and we really haven't even seen him run the ball that much of late. Yes, that is in his repertoire, obviously. This guy is playing at, Rodgers is obviously out of this stratosphere with what he's doing. But next to that, he's very much worthy of the MVP conversation.
No doubt, and we're just getting started in seeing what Josh Allen brings to the table. He's a very young quarterback, but the numbers this year, nothing short of fantastic. Let's check them out with Next Gen Stats powered by AWS. And according to Next Gen Stats, Josh Allen completed 40.6% of deep passes this season. That's 14th in the NFL. So compare that to last season when he completed just 22.2% of deep passage, which was the lowest in the league. For context here, the Colts allowed 50% of deep passes to be completed this season. That is tied for highest in the league. So I say that to say this, LT, the Colts defense has a little bit of a challenge here. How does their defense really slow down Josh Allen? Can they?
Well, look, it's going to be a tough task. Coach just explained all the things that Josh Allen does so well. He's a superstar. But if you're the Colts defense, you're going to have to get pressure with your front four. We know that the Colts love to play that cover 2 shell. They play it about 30-some% of the time. So that's what they're going to be in most of the time. Guys like DeForest Buckner up in the middle, Justin Houston, the defensive end, they're going to have to be great in this game, because if you sit back there and let Josh Allen just sit in the pocket, as Coach just showed you, he's going to find somebody. He's going to buy time. He's going to make something happen. He's that special. So they have to get pressure with the front four. They're going to drop, 7 people in coverage. And when they drop those people in coverage, they have to make plays on the football, because Josh Allen will be able to put the ball in places that not many quarterbacks can put it. So they're going to have to do it over and over again. Don't get discouraged sometimes when Josh Allen makes a play. He will make plays, but throughout the course of the game, you have to maintain gap integrity, rush integrity, and get pressure on him with your four down defensive lineman.
Ooh, I cannot wait for these games to start on Saturday. I already have a cooler set up next to my couch in the living room ready to go. Colts Bills kicks off 1 Eastern Saturday on CBS. Thank you both. All right, more reactions now out of Philadelphia as players are speaking out after Sunday's game. To refresh your memory here, Eagles head coach Doug Peterson placed rookie quarterback Jalen Hurts in favor of Nate Sudfeld late in that one-score game. Miles Sanders went on local radio and shared his thoughts.
If I'm being honest, nobody liked the decision. Nobody, and that's all I could say, really. But I don't know who was the main person behind that decision. But all I know is a lot of people on the team was confused.
I mean, you already know when it starts with a deep exhale there, his soundbite there from that radio interview. Mike Garafolo here with us. Scott Pioli joining us on the show now. Mike, I'll start with you, though. What are you hearing from inside the organization about all of this fallout?
Well, first of all, credit to Miles Sanders for actually coming out and saying it publicly and putting his name on it. So a credit there. I mean, we're waiting for guys like Jason Kelce to speak. And Kelce's the one that a couple of weeks ago gave the impassioned speech about how you have to compete in this league, even if you're out of contention, that it's not about draft positioning or anything else. So I can tell you where he probably comes down on that. Now, the problem is when you come out against this move, you're pretty much bashing Nate Sudfeld, right? Because you're saying he wasn't the better of the two quarterbacks, excuse me. So that's why a lot of guys probably going to take the no comment route on this. But yeah, my understanding is it wasn't so much the putting Nate Sudfeld in part, because I reported it before the game and was told that players knew all the way back to last Tuesday that Sudfeld was going to play. But the expectation was that the Eagles were probably going to be playing from way behind. And so that would have made it more palatable, whereas in this situation, they were in the game and perhaps Hurts could have led them to a victory. And that's the part that really has folks inside the organization, certainly outside the organization, questioning the decision by Doug Peterson, even though they knew that it was coming as far as Sudfeld playing.
Well, let's go through the process first of all, and here's what happens in the week leading up to the game. Mike, you mentioned that it was talked about before the game. And leading up to the game, the head coach and the general manager talk about who the inactives are going to be. They talk about play time, who's going to play, when they're going to play, when they think they're going to be able to put people in. Those conversations happen. Now, the decisions and when they're made and who's playing and how much play time ultimately is made by the coaches and the head coach. So that decision was clearly made by Doug Peterson. Now, what confuses me today or concerns me is the comment that Miles Sanders made. Not so much that he was, dissing one of his teammates. He made the comment that who made this decision? And I'm not sure what that means, because to me, again, that's the head coach's job. Everyone knows that the head coach should be making that decision. So coaches really don't care whether you're going to be picking 9th overall or 6th overall. They want to win games. They are all about chemistry, about having the locker room, and truly that's what general managers are and are supposed to be. So that conversation had to have happened before, and now, again, this little bit by Miles Sanders just makes me wonder, we're still gathering information here. What I don't like about this is everyone is running to destroy Doug Peterson, and we don't know all of the details.
Scott, I'll say this, and I'm reluctant to say it, but the fact that Miles Sanders pretty much put it out there, there is some thought inside the organization that it did come from on high, the decision to play Sudfeld, or whether it was an intentional losing type situation. So that's what he's alluding to, okay? Not to say that Doug Peterson wasn't on board. The other thing at play here is that there are guys in the locker room that have been incredibly impressed by what Jalen Hurts has done in a limited role. Miles Sanders is one of them. That's not to say that he's not a Carson Wentz supporter as well. But there are a lot of guys that firmly believe that Hurts deserves to be a quarterback in this league, and they believe he was robbed of a chance to end the season on a high note, a comeback victory to knock Washington out of the playoffs. They feel like that would have been a good way to end this season and get into 21.
The moral of the story is there's always more layers than what you see on top. All right, guys, thanks. And switching over now to another NFC East team that's dealt with a lot of adversity this year, the Cowboys. The team finished 6-10. On the radio this morning, owner Jerry Jones tried to make sense of the team's first season with double-digit losses since 2015.
We fell far short of what I thought our team would accomplish. I totally underestimated the impact of not being with the team early through the spring and through the training camp with the change in coaching, especially on the defensive side of the line. A change in technique, a change in philosophy there. I really missed it relative to how important that it might be to stay hitched with the same overall philosophy. That one's on me.
All right.